If you or someone you know is in a domestic violence situation and needs help, if you're in the States, you can call 1-800-799-SAFE or text START to 88788. If you're in Canada, dial 211 for community resources.
I'm Alex Howard.
And I'm Amanda Silver, and this is Dirty Laundry. Today, part 2 of Cait Alexander's incredible story initiative.
It was too big to fill in one episode, so we have broken it down. We are back with part 2, just as good as part 1. Please enjoy.
And so how do we make changes? How do we protect these people?
I think awareness is important.
Yeah.
I think these types of conversations are important. I went public and I said, I called my agents, Kristen Wong Tam, the MPP for Toronto Centre. They were like, are you sure? This was before everything happened. Like, you sure you want to do this? And I said, I can't keep the secret anymore. I can't keep protecting him. And I have more evidence than any open shut case that you could ever possibly imagine. You can witness
have recordings and still
we can watch it together right now if you want to. It's real. So why not? And I'm very, very pleased to say that 99% of the public have been immensely supportive.
Oh, good.
It's, you get the odd incel or like you white whore, you should stop wearing dresses or something like that. Those are always fun.
You were asking for it.
And you know what the response to that is? I've put those comments up and males have gone in and gotten them fired from jobs.
Good.
That's amazing.
That is what we're seeing.
More of that.
That's what we're seeing.
Well, and that's it, right? It's the collective voice. It's the not blaming yourself. It's being brave. I mean, it takes a lot of courage to stand up, but to do that, and if we can support the people that are doing it, that's what empowers them to continue. If you were getting only those shitty comments, I would imagine very quickly you'd be like, okay, I changed my mind. This isn't worth it. But it's the collective that's like, yes, go get him. I'm going to fire that person, or screw this other guy.
And the male support, I think, is so key.
Yeah,
those
allyship.
good men.
Yeah, there are good men in the world.
But it's true. It's we can to have men come on board with these initiatives. I think is so key.
It's actually part of our mandate. At Eve.
Mandate.
Sorry. Yeah. We put the men in the mandate.
The man in the mandate.
The men are in the mandate I employ men. There's men on our board.
Yeah.
And I said, I think because of my brothers and my family relationship, we're close. We have arguments like normal families, but be all end all. It's family. So, I was raised with men, brothers. So I grew up not hating men, and I don't have that thought process towards, and I'm not, and I have been
even now.
Oh yeah.
You probably had a trust because that was.
Because so many men have been genuinely by our side, and I've actually seen extreme feminism work against us. We're not going to be able to slaughter 50% of the population, so we all got to figure out how to. Like I'm not really into that. Like my ex likes that, but that's not my thing.
But no, I'm curious about this. So it's extreme feminism that you think is harming the cause. Say more about that.
Because it gets into the ballpark of men are evil, all men suck.
Got it.
The same brush, painting everyone with the same brush.
Yeah,
stereotypes.
It always is a man, but we need to break that down a little bit further, that it's an abusive man, because there's a lot of men who are very upset about this. There are a lot of men who are completely against this, and we're doing ourselves a disservice as women by being like, you all fucking suck, because then they don't know what to say.
Right.
Then they won't protect us and won't come to bat with us and be like, you know what? Because abusive men will listen to men.
Yeah.
That's the only people that they will listen
to men.
Yeah. And so if we push all men away, we're actually doing ourselves a disservice in furthering the betterment of women's health. It needs to be a unanimous consent that we're against abusers and for survivors, and understand, and we are against this, and those people that commit the pedophilias and all the other things need to be ostracized from the community. We will not support them. They need to be, martyred, or not martyred, but they need to be removed, and that's that. And that's what I genuinely and firmly believe. And that has worked wonders as far as furthering things along.
Amazing.
Because it's not perpetuating that hatred of, because men who hate women abuse women.
Right.
So women who hate men, it's just repeating the same behavior.
Yeah, hate. I'm not here for all the hate.
No.
Imagine if you're
it's
in a hockey change room and someone says something that is so sexist, and the men around that man said, like, shut the fuck up.
Exactly.
Like, get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
That's not, imagine if it stopped, that would stop it in its tracks.
That's what we need from men.
Right? That's what we need.
Hey, knock it off.
Not cool.
Knock it
Not
off.
cool.
You don't talk about women like that.
Yep.
That's not cool.
Yep.
We're not interested in you.
That's where it's
going to
change.
That's where
and that's what extreme feminism has done, is completely removed that from possibility. And again, we can't get rid of 50% of the population. So why are we not honoring the differences between men and women and the innate differences, and welcoming that balance back? And that's I think a healthy way to exist, and I think that's the world that we want. And I that's really what our mandate at Eve is an invitation to men to be like, hey, we're against this too, and it's cool to do this.
Yes. And so tell us more about Eve. So what exactly, what does it do? Tell us, for someone who is hearing about your organization for the first time, what does it do? How can they help?
Eve is everything I needed during the last 4 years and all that craziness that did not exist. It is literally the base. I did not go public on March 26, 2024 to get into politics, to start an organization, to do any of this. It just kept snowballing. And my brother, it was actually my birthday last year, and he was just like, I think you need to probably formalize this a little bit. Like, this is turning into something. And I kept getting invited back, and I kept and I think it's because I was just willing to be like, this is it. This is all the dirt shit, everything bad that happened, my naked body, black and blue, take it. Let's just air this, air the dirty laundry.
Air the dirty laundry.
Air the dirty laundry. And,
but if you're not ashamed, then they can't put the shame on you.
I'm not ashamed.
No, which is incredible.
I don't.
Like, we talk about the courage and the bravery, but I think shame is where it all really spirals from, right? That vulnerability
of admitting what had happened.
Yes, of not being perfect, of not having this social media, Instagram, look at how beautiful my
Hallmark
life is. This Hallmark
image.
movie
Yes.
that we are spoon-fed as young girls, that this is only what you should want. You should hope to find your Prince Charming and live your happily ever after. And it's like such bullshit. But you had the audacity to go, here I am, warts and all. What are we going to do about it? And like, that is the real courage.
Because I didn't like the lie. I really was so stuck on that. It was so uncomfortable. I mean, I was nearly killed July 31st. By mid-end September, I was up in Montreal shooting Canadian Living editorial for Christmas with holes in my head and my feet barely fitting into the shoes because they're still swollen from nearly being killed 2 months ago.
Oh my gosh.
And here I am selling fucking holiday shit.
Yeah.
Like
Like
Hallmark. Like
Hallmark
a Christmas.
faking it. Like a literally.
No.
Wow.
I couldn't. It was so uncomfortable, and I hated living in that space. And what I've learned from acting classes and being in the art world is be authentic.
Yeah.
That's where I was. This is so liberating. I actually feel so fortunate because people are listening.
Yeah.
I'm so lucky because people actually seem to care and actually want this as well. I don't feel brave because I'm not lying, and I don't need a medal. It's like, this is the truth,
Right.
and the truth is very ugly.
Yes.
How are we going to handle this differently?
Yeah.
So,
and to not be afraid of the ugly. We as a society don't want to talk about that. We don't want to look at someone else's pain and misery, because then what does that say about us? It's so uncomfortable. And I think you're doing it in a way that's not forcing it down people's throats, but in a way that is authentic. It was just like, well, here's what happened.
Yeah.
And this is unacceptable. And this needs to change, because it's not just me.
Oh my God. That's what threw me off. Yeah.
Do you find it easier to fight for others?
I'm not even fighting for others. I'm fighting for common sense.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, when the January 2024, the last meeting with the Crown attorneys after the second set of charges were stayed or threatened to be stayed and peace bonded out, and they were like, well, I hired a defense lawyer to babysit the Crown attorney. Like,
Wow.
Cuckoo bird. Cuckoo land. I'm the victim here spending thousands of dollars to
have justice served.
Which it hasn't been served yet, and it's still not going to be served.
Okay, so just pause for a second. Why is this person still on the street and not behind bars?
Ask the federal and the provincial government. Blame Trudeau. That's really where a lot of this starts. And blame our lovely Supreme Court of Canada that just made another stupid decision about child molesters and child pornography, that it's unconstitutional to have minimum sentences or years something for that. Same group of cuckoo birds. I could say other
unbelievable. Okay,
I find it unconstitutional that we let violent predators roam the streets free.
That their rights are more important than the lives they're ruining,
which is what the premise of our lawsuit is.
Let's talk about the women that have reached out to you and their voices, and then let's talk about the lawsuit.
The women and men. We serve men as well.
Yeah.
We have
great.
Yeah.
That's
Thank
amazing.
you. Also, let's just have a minute for the men, right?
Because men who are being abused,
and we've seen it in divorce. And I have told my clients, if the genders were reversed, this person would be in prison. Now, after hearing your story, maybe not. Maybe they'd been out of $500 bail.
No,
but we take for granted that men don't get abused, and I think that's wonderful that you are highlighting them as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, we're against abusers and whatever this manifestation of ending violence everywhere
domestic,
presents as,
like it's interpartner,
and sexual violence, because those two are often linked. And we have worked with human trafficking survivors as well too, and we do support the families that have had their children killed because of intimate partner violence. So
amazing.
Any sort of violence in that field is who we serve. Absolutely no cost to the victim, survivor, or their family. We provide end-to-end advocacy services. So what I would have needed during the time, I would have needed a female police officer from the onset. I would have needed someone to walk me through this justice system. I knew about Jordan's rule and what stayed my case. I told the Crown attorneys, I told the officers in charge about it. I told them they were doing it wrong and they needed to move the trial, and they didn't. And lo and behold, I was right. So we need advocates. So what we do is provide those people to the survivors who are recovering and it can't deal with logistical nonsense.
And they shouldn't have to.
And they should not have to. How about
they've gone through enough?
Your
How
body
about
and
let
your
someone
mind.
else who's supposed to be trained and looking out for them to take it on? But that's not happening.
No, not happening.
So we're coming in to fill that gap and making it personal. We're not 9 to 5. We create a private chat group with a survivor with 3 advocates on it, so they have someone they can reach out to consistently when they need to. We've kind of, while being professional and legal and therapeutic, have also kind of destigmatized but also clinicized. I don't know. Remove the clinical aspects of this procedure and made it a human experience.
So much better.
And that's what this is about. And this is the next phase forward. So there's that. We provide eye movement reprocessing in EMDR. I always butcher this. I say this every day. Brain, we should know. I've been talking for 3 hours of podcast before, but eye movement desensitization and reprocessing therapy. If I say it really fast, I usually can get it out. If I break it down the words of what letter of this acronym am I on? So we provide that at no cost.
Wow.
We've been able to provide that in a group session as well, virtually, with monumental success.
You're doing EMDR virtually with a group. That is so badass.
And it is
that is so cool.
It's we're our therapist is licensed in Canada and the US, and we have these people, and it's anonymous, and we're doing it all as a collective.
I'm obsessed with this.
And people heal, and their husbands pay for my lunches, it's it's
so
weird,
transformative.
because they're every day I get texts, oh my God, thank you, this is I've never, and we're talking about decades of trauma that's getting undone, child abuse, that type of thing.
There's that too. It's not
I've heard so much.
There's often a pattern, unfortunately, where there's a child's abuse in their childhood aspect to it as well.
If you're sexually abused in childhood, you're twice as likely to end up in a domestically violent abusive relationship. It doubles the chances. It's a statistic, and that's why it happened to her twice. Well, no kidding, because her brain is wired to understand that, and that became the basis of normal. And now we're in the legal system doubles down on that and makes it, well, does she have a history of this? How many times has she been asking for it? No.
Yeah.
Actually, on a neurobiological level, she has been affected and changed, and therefore is actually more apt to be more in other
vulnerable
violent
to these things and needs to be protected.
And again, because something happened to her, she did nothing wrong as a sweet, innocent child.
It's heartbreaking.
It is literally.
And it feels like we're in 2025, and that these comments, it's still like
in the gross comments, because that's the thing, they're still out there.
Oh, we just dealt with one this week. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Mark Holland.
Tell us this.
Tell us what's the latest tea.
Mark Holland, a notorious club promoter. You know.
But tell us.
Shit, you're already. This is
what
my inbox was like.
Hold
all
on,
my DMs were like, okay, this week,
what the fuck?
thousands. So Mark, I remember I met Mark Holland when I was like 18, 19 outside of Chevelle nightclub. I've never had a
throwback.
Oh my God, I know. Let's go back in time.
Let's not.
But yeah, no. Enjoying the city like an average university student does. And I remember meeting him. I didn't even talk to him. And I was like, keep him away from me for all of me. This was.
You knew.
I knew.
The energy.
I was like,
the spidey senses.
No. And like, why would I remember meeting someone outside of a nightclub
and
when I was 19?
Because your reaction was so visceral. That's wild.
I can feel it now even. Just the experience. And that was before that's before his known charges. He is a convicted, registered sex offender for 20 years. I've seen the paperwork. I've read the cases. I have all the information. Anyone out there who says that Mark Holland is not a convicted sex offender on the Canadian registry is lying. It's a legal document. He has been convicted and tried in court. It's over. Stop. So I actually have about 5 or 6 friends who have been assaulted by him.
What? Jesus.
This is decades long, right? Decades and decades and decades. And I'm not gossiping. This is not tea. This is protection. This is, I am done with this guy. I'm over it.
No.
I have the power and ability to now make sure this finally gets closed.
Gossip saves lives. This is why women gossip, and this is why men have shamed us for gossiping. No, it's true.
Oh, that's interesting.
This is how we save ourselves,
it's
each
survival.
other. Yes, we say that guy's shady. Don't go there. And then guess what that guy says is, look at these women. They're just gossiping and blah blah blah. They're shaming us for gossip, but gossip saves lives.
Wow.
So continue.
Yeah. So I knew that he got convicted like sometime in 2020. He instead of going to jail, he was on house arrest.
Oh, for $20.
Exactly. His mom posted his bail. He, whatever the deal is there.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of ins and outs, but he's had multiple counts. This is multiple counts over decades. This is women from 2008. I have a spreadsheet now. I'm done with this guy.
This is like the Whisper Network. I
can't do this anymore. I can't watch my girl. I've seen his handiwork. I've seen the holes in the wall. I've seen the bullshit that he's done to my friends. I can't deal with it anymore. And I was not even supposed to stay in Yorkville, but on September 28th, I was in Toronto, and I was like, I ended up staying in Yorkville at my girlfriend's condo, and I was like, I just want to go to like the spa. Their ship is there.
Yeah.
And so I went.
Yeah.
And had a great time. And I looked at this girl and I was like, she doesn't look right. And I looked over and I was like, no shit. And I immediately, it was Mark.
There he is.
He was right. And I was like, oh, hell no.
Who was right there?
Mark was sitting there with this 18-year-old girl, 20-year-old girl, whatever she was. And she looked off. There was something off. And I just picked it up in this group of people. And I immediately went to management and I said, him out. This is going to be a problem, and he is a known abuser. Yeah. He's been charged. He's been convicted. They're like, oh, this is actually the second time someone's come forward about this. I'm like, okay,
there needs to be 2 times.
I'm like, co-ed spa situation. I don't think that we should allow these guys in a co-ed spa situation.
They have to vet them.
Fuck that it takes 2 times. Believe the women.
Wait, also, is this registry? Can anyone access it?
That's what I just called. I called a couple of my friends in the government and I said, it's not public, we're putting this, there's some new legislation that's coming forward, and I'm like, there's talking about the registry, and I'm like, can we just publicize it?
So they have that in the States, right? Where you can, if you get some shady neighbor that moves in, you can look it up.
You can see it on like the Truth Flight, like it's on a map. You can see them on a map.
Them in the neighborhoods. Why can't we do that here?
Well, we're here to do that because it needs to happen. So, I then wrote a nice friendly letter to the owners, the leadership at Othership. Never heard back. I was like, whatever. I posted about it. I kind of recirculated it a little bit. You didn't put a reel out or anything. I get a call from an unknown reporter last week. And he goes, hey, so I've got this club promoter with additional charges. I was like, is it Mark Holland? And he was like, yeah, how'd you know? And I didn't know the full backstory. And he's like, well, are you willing to comment because there's more charges? And I was like, hell yeah, let's go. And I got more of the backstory. This reporter is an intern at the Times. He's from the UK. He's 20 years old.
Wow.
Something happened to a friend. And that's when he started digging. And I'm very, very, very proud of him for that because we never would have. He just called me by happenstance, like, because he saw what we were doing publicly. Yeah. I put a reel out about this issue and about this experience at Othership and the lack of support from the private sector and from these businesses and all these like Century Room, Escobar, Honeycomb Hospitality, all these guys that have propped up Mark for decades and permitted him to keep offending. Yeah. Put that out. It's like 200,000, like 250, 300,000 impressions, likes, views in the last 2 days.
How many victims do you think he has? And this is a scary thought.
Thousands. It's viral on TikTok. It's viral on Instagram. I have had thousands of DMs and I've responded to every single one in the last couple of days. We've been up all night dealing with it. I've made a spreadsheet of anonymously. I'm just taking the details and I'm just putting it and I'm going as back as like 2003 till October 31st, 2005, Halloween.
2025.
This year. Yeah. Of incidents. It's hundreds. I've called my lawyers.
Good.
I'm done. I am so.
Did you ever hear back from Othership?
Yeah. Time's up.
Good.
So
time's up.
We're done.
Up.
We're done. I can't deal with this fucker anymore.
Unacceptable.
I'm like, no. Like, what's he gonna do to me? Yeah. Really? Okay, come at me with what? That's a lawsuit?
Right.
Not liable.
Defamation.
Not slandering.
Nope.
Nope. This is actually
this
like
is factual.
Live it, witness
count.
it. Yeah. Come at me. So and you know what's been really awesome is Othership, they took full accountability.
Good.
Robbie Bent, awesome, called me. He's like, I'm so sorry I missed this. We had a change of management. We fucked up. I'm sorry. What can we do? He's banned for life.
Good.
He's out of here.
Respect. Wow. I like that. Good.
Super accountable.
Right?
Love that business.
Shit happens. Great. Yeah. Let's fix it now.
Right.
Let's fix it. Yeah.
Full accountability, full apology right from the onset.
That is amazing.
Beautiful to see.
Good.
Beautiful to like. It was. I cried. I was like, I've never heard someone apologize for like anything bad happening like in 4 years.
Accountability is so powerful. Just take accountability.
And so made that notice public, say, hey, ladies, this is a business that if you have a problem, you can go and it will be dealt with immediately. Amazing. And this is a safe space for you, especially because it's a co-ed sort of intimate facility that's promoting health.
Very intimate. Yeah. That is, health and wellness. Let's just start with safety. Just basic safety would be ideal. Oh, good. I'm happy. I had seen that you were like, hello, Othership, where are you? But they came through.
They came through. Big time come through. So very, very pleased there. And Century the nightclub has ceased the relationship with Mark allegedly. I'm still digging into this further. They made it public, but you know how these things are. We're going to be dealing with this in a bigger way because this cannot continue. And I'm actually very pleased to say that a lot of the younger Inc. generation, so Inc. Entertainment, the younger guys have all contacted me and said Mark's banned across the board.
Oh, fabulous.
Everywhere. So I'm seeing younger men come and say, no, we're done. Like, this is not.
The younger generations, they're
getting it.
Yeah.
Because our generations came in and kind of helped pass that baton.
Yes, we did make change, our generation. But
boys are being raised differently. Yes. And that's showing up, and now they're 20 years old. And now they're, they're young adults and they're starting to be.
And these people in power, these younger men in power are saying, oh, yeah, this is bullshit, Cait. I totally get it. Banned. Done. Yeah. Didn't even have to ask. That was really cool. So I'm really hopeful for this.
Yeah.
And that's what you need doing this work. You need these little glimmers of hope where it's like, okay, someone is listening.
You're making
okay, change
is happening.
Yeah.
As small as it might be.
As small as
but
it
it's everything is
one step
potential
forward.
woman or someone's life saved.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, because I actually, Mark has now, like in Othership, has tried to force women to have sex with him or has had sex with him in the change rooms.
In the change rooms.
It's come forward in that. So, yeah, it's not a clubbing industry it's a him problem.
It's a definitely him
and
problem.
anyone who supports him is a bystander.
What should women
and
watch out
big
for
time
with this
problem,
person?
yeah.
What's his MO? Like, is this someone who is putting stuff in people's drinks?
Yes.
Like, he is.
There was 2 of my girlfriends, one who has passed. He was present for 2014, January 30th, I believe. He was at the scene, present. Someone else was charged with manslaughter, but Mark was present for the death of one of my friends and the coma of another, and he was never formally charged with it, but he was there, and I've heard the drugging and like the stories, the thousands, like literally thousands in my DMs are identical in a weird he's just a predator. Like he's a predator with a capital, all the letters. There's predatory people. There's people like my ex who are, a little more sly about. Mark's just a fuck me and Othership guy. Like, it's just gross.
He's not selective with his victims.
No.
He just will.
But it's that kind of audacity that really scares me. Because I'm like, who is backing you that you can be so bold? That you feel like you're untouchable?
We're digging.
Right? Those are
I
almost
can't
the
wait
scariest.
for the next 2 days.
Yeah, exactly.
We've escalated this.
Keep us posted,
yes,
please. Because we want to get the word out and keep the women of
we're
Toronto
doing it.
safe
Yeah, this is why we do
because
this.
there's a predator out there.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And we need that. He's what, 3 generations now? Gen Z Gen X, Millennial, Gen Z.
The Gen Zers.
And probably the alphas now at this point.
Gross.
Oh no. Alphas are how old?
15, 16.
So your organization is volunteer based, you're fundraising. How are you servicing all of these women and families?
So we're a registered charity in Canada and the US. So yay, very, very, very. We've been privately funded the entire way so far. Grants kind of scare me because they're very in and out. It's the whole thing, and so I'm very grateful for the community support for that. We are, building corporate relationships. We can accept donations and provide a tax receipt in both countries.
It's awesome.
People have been extremely, extremely supportive. For a young charity, we have done very, very well, and I'm very, very happy about that because people deserve it, and this week alone is like living proof of how pervasive these issues are, and that it's just blatantly out in the obvious and there's no consequences. And so you have to have the resources to be able to provide the services to these survivors. But also what we're trying to do and working with the province and the Attorney General here, there was a change in energy over the last year, particularly with the advocacy of the united forces of all the organizations and the public, but the media has been really on our side.
That's fabulous.
Every single time, just putting it out there, making sure that the stories stay in the news. And the Ford government has kind of flipped the switch and said, okay, have a seat at the table.
Great.
Come actually sit with us and let's work on preventative measures so that we can have better supports for young men and young offenders who are getting into problems so that we can prevent people from being harmed.
What a novel concept.
Preventative.
You heard it here first, people.
Working on all the things. And we have 2 amazing events next year with our team at Bassett Events. Jennifer Bassett, the beloved.
Love Jen.
I love my She's actually such
fellow Havergalian.
Really?
Oh,
I love it.
Shout out
Havergal. I love
Havergals.
Oh,
wait,
that's great.
Some girls from Havergal actually reached out and said, we're doing intimate partner violence as our case study for, like, it's everywhere.
Oh, the students.
The students.
Oh,
like,
wow.
we're reaching 16-year-olds
That's
to,
amazing.
the older male generations and helping them kind of switch their mindsets and get on board.
Prevention of all. Like, let's teach them how to protect themselves and let's teach them how to not be fucking predators.
Well, and there's a lawsuit. There's a lawsuit against the Canadian government. How does one sue the government?
alchemize anger in the right direction. I called 20 or so law firms. I don't know. And I said, my constitutional right, like I'm a Canadian citizen, I think. I think I have charter rights too. We have the Canadian Victims' Bill of Rights. Why does it have a clause nullifying the entire document at the end of it? It does. It says in another section, you go, section 28 or something, goes up and scraps all of it above.
So it's performative.
Yes.
Okay.
Entirely.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's a perfect word for it. It was supposed to be something in 2015 happened. I can't quite remember the details, but it was supposed to be rectified into something, and they were supposed to do something with it, and they dropped the ball, and here we are. So same song and dance, rinse and repeat. I got in touch with Catherine Marshall at Marshall Law.
Shout out.
So I was like, what do you think about suing the feds? And she's like, yep. I was like, okay.
NBD.
After emails of like, it's impossible. And the web is like, philosophizing about like how complicated this could be. And then just to get like okay. like average Tuesday conversation. I was like,
let's fucking go.
Oh, so I'm not crazy. It's just they are crazy. And I hate to say it, but like weak Canadian energy of like, we're tolerant and nice. So we don't want to step on anybody's toes and like, let's just tolerate everybody until we all die. It makes me crazy. So I,
Amazing.
Okay.
Yep. We filed March 31st. We all went up to Ottawa front of the Supreme Court and put in that lawsuit, and you can sue the federal government. So have at it, everybody.
Well, good luck with that.
I'm excited.
No, this is amazing.
I'll keep you posted.
Please
It's going to be fun.
We want to hear everything about all the projects and endeavors that you are working on. There's so
My
many
assistant is starting in 10 days. I'm so excited.
That's amazing.
That's awesome.
Look at what you've experienced and what you're doing.
Yeah.
Together. I maybe some energy in manufacturing these ideas based off personal experience, sure, but these are also very basic things that just need to happen. They're very simple. This is not complicated.
You cannot assault someone. Oh, there. Wow. You just can't.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. And if you do it, you're getting thrown behind bars.
Here's hoping.
There's a consequence.
There's
for
consequences.
Your
There should be.
Very, very. It comes down to such simple. Common sense.
And that's why I think it's actually very easy for people to grasp, because it's we're not talking about anything that is out of the realm of all of our own desires.
No.
Just being safe and alive.
Safety, yeah. So everyone needs to go to endviolenceeverywhere.org.
Yes.
Make a donation, get your charitable receipt.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
And support you otherwise. How can we? What do you need?
Share the video. Share, reach out. I respond to everybody as fast as I humanly possibly can, because this is a conversation. This is not about anything other than the community, and the community's been so generous to me, and I want everyone to feel like they have a voice and a stake in this, because we all do, and we all have a role to play. And if we all unite and work together, we can actually, regardless of political stripe, regardless of where you live in the world, like it's all about, hey, we're just not going to accept people that tolerate people who do these things. And that's that.
Yeah.
It's not political. It's not geographic. It's just
crosses all borders and
human
ethnicities and religions and
it's
all
really
the things.
Everything. All the things. Yeah.
All the things.
And
like
time for change.
All the possible ways we could not like each other, get thrown out the window on these issues.
Yeah. We need to come together.
Exactly.
Thank you so much for your
time.
Thank you.
This
was
for your
so
time.
fun for sharing your story. Thank you.
Thank you.
The work you were doing is incredible. So thank you for fighting the fight for all of us.
This episode was written and created by Alex Howard and Amanda Silver. Produced, edited, and engineered by RTF Productions. Make sure to rate and review our show if you loved it, and give us a follow on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you stream your podcast to stay up to date on all upcoming episodes. Thanks for listening, and go easy on us. We're not your ex.